Hey guys, welcome back to CoachSpeak. Dustin Martin here with Jamie Bolton, and we're back for episode 21. And tonight's going to be a little bit different, special edition for a summer check-in. But before we get going, I want to shout out to our sponsor, Team Builder, #1 software for strength and conditioning coaches.
Yeah, guys, we're excited today. We just finished up episode 20. That dropped last week. This is kind of a good chance for us to just kind of check in, keep everybody updated on the podcast. Kind of talk about, some personal things that are going on, kind of how our summer's going, and really talk about maybe the future of the podcast, where we want to head with that. And we're excited to kind of talk and, kind of keep it light and brief. I know everybody's on vacation, so this is a good one to listen to. And it's really kind of good to take a step back and take a breather, because we got some really good episodes coming up. We just planned out our next 20, and we got some really great guest speakers, including some state championship head coaches and things like that. So we're excited to have those guys on. But hey, man, how's it been going?
Good, man. Just adjusting to married life. We got married, went down to Jupiter, Florida for the honeymoon, and took her deep sea fishing, but that didn't work out for her too well.
Little sickness.
She was over the side of the boat quite a few times.
Oh,
but,
man.
We went out a boat.
That's like chumming for fish, though.
Oh, dude, she let it rip one time. We caught the first fish. I was like, there we go. Appreciate it.
Excellent.
You opened it up. But yeah, so that's pretty much our biggest vacation this year, the honeymoon. And, we may try to sneak out of town here or there. We got a concert, later in the year on a weekend. But that's pretty much what we got. But other than that,
Morgan Wallen, or what do you got?
No, it's a guy out of Ireland, who she discovered when she studied abroad, Dermot Kennedy. He's
big bagpipe guy.
I don't know if he plays it, but
that's Scotland.
That's Scotland, yeah.
That's on me, man.
That's all good, man.
Yeah, same. We just got back from the beach, and with the kids, man. I need a vacation from a vacation. I know a lot of you guys out there kind of feel my pain on that one, toting around 100-pound wagon and screaming kids. So, but no, it's been fun.
Rugrat duty.
Yeah, it's been good though, man. It's been good. How's defense treating you now that you're on defense now?
Yeah, I don't know if we've told the listeners yet.
I don't think so.
So I was on offense with Bolton. Spring practice started the summer. Got married, went on my honeymoon, and came back and got moved back to the defense side of the ball.
Did not get fired.
No, didn't get fired. Didn't get fired. Bolton did not fire me, but so I know some of y'all on the podcast were a little bit worried that we were going to both be on offense, but now we're back opposing. We get after it at practice, and there's some chest bumps and some bump intos and some trash talk, and it's been good so far. But I'm excited to be on the defense side of the ball again. I mean, I'll miss being on the offense, but
yeah, well, I was looking forward to it, man. Just having your presence out there. One, our system really, really well, and so big loss on offense, but we also got some really good coaches on staff too, stepping up. So we're excited about them, and those guys are doing a tremendous job. And I know we've had previous guest speakers. We have some great episodes, by the way, and a lot of that stuff that we've listened to, people to ask all the time about, professional development and things like that. Well, that's what we do is really professional development for me. And so a lot of the things that we hear our guest speakers talk about, Knox Baggett a couple weeks ago was talking about everybody being on the same page when it comes to your scheme or being on. And man, we definitely have that at Rock Hill. And so we're excited about that. And it's good to have you on defense too. I mean, I know that's where the last several years of your life, that's your life's work, man. So
I love it, man. It's, we talked about it the other day. But first I'll give a shout out to Coach Boulware. I mean, what a great staff he's built with a bunch of great guys. I mean, having 4 or 5 coaches with prior head coaching experience is huge. He gets so many insights, and he's not an ego guy. He listens. He wants what's best for the program. I mean, he's leading the ship, no doubt about it. But I'm excited to have him. But yeah, man, it's we were talking about it the other day. I love coaching defense, but I love watching offense on film. So we had a couple 7-on-7s. Shout out to Northwestern and them for the air raid 7-on-7. But I watch all the defensive film, and I'm like, man, I got to go watch the offense film, just because there's something satisfying about concepts and working and finding the open space. And I don't know, man, I guess I'm just a football nerd.
Nah, man, for me too, I think watching offense, it's a little bit easier to determine like what went right and what went wrong. It's like either a read or it's a route. Defense, you may not know what covers they're in. Sometimes you're out there and you're like, well, I think they're in this coverage or that coverage, but the corner's eyes may be in the wrong spot. It could be a improper leverage.
Awful.
So definitely harder to determine sometimes what's what needs to be fixed on defense versus offense. But no, it's been good for us. We've had some really good 7-on-7s. We've got a good mix of going to camps. We went to the Virginia Tech, although I wasn't able to be there for that one. But then we've had some local ones. We got a local one this week, which is really cool. We get to throw a Dean Boyd that we had on.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
so we're throwing with York in a couple days, and so that one's exciting to kind of go back there. But that's just going to be a local one that we'll just do with them. We've had the big tournament with the air raid. We've had a couple of those, so it's
Which,
been
man,
good. I mean, yeah.
I'll be honest, man. This is the first summer I've actually done like you go to a college campus and do a 7-on-7 tournament, and I'll be completely honest with you. I personally don't enjoy it like I thought I would, because you show up to Virginia Tech, who did a great tournament, by the way. This is nothing against Virginia Tech, but 3 of the 6 teams that we play in pool play don't have helmets, and it's like, what that kind of tells you, and maybe one of the teams, are still waiting on theirs to come back from reconditioning, but like 2 of the teams I could tell were just literally pickup teams, and it's just like they're running a 7-on-7 playbook. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, there's good and
All
bad.
right, so let's get into that. What is a 7-on-7? Well, we've seen quite a bit of 7-on-7 playbooks, but
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with
controversial
you.
topic.
If you don't run, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, if you don't run empty at least 10% of your offense, why are you running empty in 7-on-7? So if you come out first play and you're in empty, I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. Then the next play, you come out and go mirrored smash and send the back through A gap. I'm like, our linebackers just started checking the running back right in A gap. Like, it's
Right.
like that's what frustrates me. It's like, don't get me wrong, you're trying to win, you're trying to compete. And we've talked about this several weeks on there, but it's like, I would much rather, hey, York, Northwestern, South Point, y'all come to Rock Hill and let's get work. And like the coaches who understand that and they're like, listen, man, if you need to slow down and teach. If you want to do this, like, let's actually make this beneficial versus just try to win a game to get a good seeding for the tournament.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've talked about that several times, man. But so far, I think June's just chock full of that stuff. And we've had a good mix. I think we've had a good mix of competition. We've had the campus visit. We've had some local ones. So it's been good. I mean, I think a lot of things that we've seen. We've had a new quarterback come in, and we got a young quarterback already, and so it's been really really cool to see. Our process with another iteration of quarterbacks. I think I was just to speak to that just a little bit, but when I got to Cannon, we'd already been doing the R4 for a couple years or 1 year really fully at York, and then we came to Cannon. We had a really good quarterback in Tyler, and Tyler did an amazing job, and Tyler's a great quarterback. So when you take that and you go to somewhere else, we were at Kings Mountain for 2 years, and it's like, is this going to work here? And it did. We've had a couple quarterbacks, and so now we get 2 more quarterbacks going through it, and they've shown some really good strides. I mean, the R4 stuff is just incredible
Oh, I
for
mean,
each individual player. And what I've seen is you got guys like Tyler Green that intuit the field so well. He can just see things come open and anticipate space, anticipate timing. He's already pretty accurate. And then some kids are like that, and they don't necessarily need all the little intricacies of it. You can still use that language, but then you may have a really young quarterback like we have now, and man, he's eating it up, and he needs that right now because he lacks experience. He's going to be a great quarterback, and then we just got a new quarterback come in a couple weeks ago, and man, like day 2, like he's firing it,
firing it.
and he's got the confidence, he's got the timing, and his eyes are in the right spot, and his feet are timed up with his eyes. So it's been a good off season, man. I'm really excited about our guys, and like I said, our coach staff's doing a great job too.
Yeah, no, this is the part of the year I love checking on like all my buddies. Like we're going through a new transition, a new school. Caleb's new role and new transition, and talking with him. And he called me the other day. He said, "Man," he said, "I swear," he said, "the R4." He said, "Man, like," he said, "the first half of the summer or the first couple weeks of summer, I didn't have enough time to sit down with my quarterbacks and teach them the R4 and what is open and some of that stuff." He said, "Dude, I did it one time. We go to a 7-on-7 2 days later, and the quarterback just lights it up. Like he understands the cap and how to read the route side space and what's open." So man, and then just checking on new guys. Like there were 2 assistants that worked for me at Cannon that went with him there. So like I text them on the group message like, "Hey man, how's Hughes doing?" And they were like, "Man, I ain't never seen team do so many up downs." It's funny just to check on
Set,
people, man. And
setting the tone, man.
yeah, and that's what I love about the summer. You get to you run into so many people. You know what I mean? Like we go down to Virginia Tech, and you just run into so many local teams that are actually traveling there too. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, it's really neat to and and again, it's competitive, but it's almost like, clinic time too. So you see some of those guys you get to kinda chop it up with and high five them in a low stakes environment. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, man, lifting's going good too. Our off-season lifting, I'm in charge of that too at Rock Hill, and so it's been interesting to see them in the weight room with how we transition between things. And man, I'll be honest with you, these kids are responding really well, and the coaches are doing a tremendous job of just jumping in there. I think that makes a big difference. I've been on staffs too where a lot of guys will be off to the side or like drawing up plays on the whiteboard,
Mm-hmm.
and they're supposed to be monitoring the station at the
Yep.
weight room. Our coaches get after it,
Yep.
and I think it's like you said before. We have so many former head coaches that they
Mm-hmm.
kind of get it. They're not they got experience and how important that is, and but it's been good.
Yeah, no, man, and like just being in the weight room today, like I'll be honest, like Rock Hill has a huge weight room. It's the biggest one I've ever been in a school part of. I don't know about you. I mean, Kings Mountain was pretty big when I
Yeah,
visited that day, but still the way that you're thinking outside the box and doing stations, because we could put 4 dudes at every rack and have plenty of space in there, I
right.
think. But I like the way, like today, just different stations, they're running from each station within the tier, and it's just a competition. And you got so many coaches, like you said, that are bought into making them compete and making them get after it versus being a distraction. That's a big thing in the weight room. When you have two or three, four, five, six coaches, they become a distraction. They cut up with the players. They're talking to them. And I like that, you're thinking outside the box with the way you design and program it. It's not your traditional line up at the rack. One guy's on this, one guy's on this, one guy's on the rest. Like everyone is doing something the entire time. And I think it takes a lot because a lot of strength coaches won't get out of their comfort zone and try something new like that.
Yeah, I think when we were at Kings Mountain, I started to think about okay, we the monitoring in there was difficult because we had this middle section that you couldn't see all the racks. You could see all the racks from one part, but you couldn't get all the way down. So I was like, well, we got that issue. That was one of the issues for monitoring. The other issue was changing weights. We were spending a lot of time changing weights between the racks. The third problem we had early on was with the kids. They were kind of hiding a little bit, whether it was the weights that they were hiding some reps, holding some reps back like every kid does. Not obviously just Kings Mountain, but wasn't everybody. But anyway, so I was like, well, what can we do to kind of highlight each movement and then put a coach on each movement. So if we have 4 movements, then you got 4 stations and you got to have 1 coach per station. And then you literally can't hide anymore. Like that coach is in charge of coaching that technique. And then they do not rotate until the whistle blows. And when they rotate, we don't jog, we sprint, obviously in an orderly fashion. But it's a move machine, and I think the kids like it. I think that it gives them. It's not monotonous. We kind of set up challenges. All right, who's going to be the first to the next station? Like who's going to get set the quickest? And so obviously that ties in back into our offense too, from a tempo standpoint, and then from a conditioning standpoint too. So now we can regulate exactly what we do, and Team Builder does a really good job of kind of setting all that up for us. So
No, and I think it's a good time to shout out Team Builder, man. I mean, just what they offer just helps, take your strength department to the next level. It allows you to build the programming for each individual kid. They can plug in their numbers, and I'm super excited that have that in the weight room and to be able to build, but also individualize every kid's workout to where they're staying safe, they're on their specific numbers, and so shout out Team Builder, free 30-day trial with the promo code CoachSpeak.
they just dropped their planner too, their
Yep,
practice planner. So
yep.
I'm going to start. I'm in that beta trial. I think a lot of coaches can sign up for the beta trial too. If you look, I think it's called Practice Planner. I think it's kind of a
Yep,
separate thing, but
yep.
we might be able to throw that in show notes. But I'm going to use that in July and see how that works and see how that integrates all that too. So in beta, but I'm sure they're going to try to roll that out really soon. But yeah, shout out Team Builder, great sponsor, and that's something too. We probably need to touch on too is like shout out to all the support that we've gotten just in the first 20 episodes. I mean, obviously, the listeners, we've gotten tons of great feedback just from the content. And obviously, the content comes from the guests that we have. And the guests have been fantastic. We've had guys from like
Oh,
Doug
yeah,
Maddox's episode.
I
And
just had a buddy
yeah,
text me and say 1A ball teaches you life lessons. That's literally what he just
yes,
texted me while we're
that's
recording. So,
awesome.
but
That's awesome, man. But no, and and it's guys that we know personally, and it's some guys that we don't know at all. And but everybody, and that's the good thing about football and really
Sure.
in life is like everybody can add value. Somebody has an experience that you don't have. Everybody's unique in that. And so we're just honored and really humbled that people want to jump on and be a guest and put out their experience, and then obviously the people that tune in and just to talk about that, we posted something. You do all the graphics, Dustin. You do a great job. Shout out to you. Dustin does all the social media here and does a fantastic job.
Unless it was
Um,
awful, then that wasn't me.
it's probably something I did, or probably my suggestion or something. But no, Dustin does a great job, and so looking at the metrics, I mean, I think we're in most states. I think we're in 40 something states, and
43.
we got 6 countries. So I think
Yep.
we got some listeners out and everywhere basically. But
Canada,
Canada,
Mexico.
yeah.
Oh, I think we picked another one up. Canada, Mexico, Austria, Russia, UK, Ireland, and Poland.
Wow.
I think we picked another one up, but
So I don't know if they're just stumbling upon that, like, what is this?
no doubt.
But no, definitely most of our listeners are in the States, obviously, and definitely the Southeast is big for us. But I think Texas is our 3rd state in terms of listener base, and but no, we're just we're humbled. We never got into this to even look at numbers. I remember those early conversations were like, hey, like let's just we honestly got on here to talk about like things that we are genuinely interested in with people that we're genuinely interested in, like guys that we may have worked with. Like the first 20 episodes are kind of guys that we worked with that we just didn't have that sit down hour and a half sit down time to talk about them, and talk about their experience. And so it's been a great experience for me so far.
Yeah, shout out to everyone, especially like Texas high school football chat and then Run the Damn Ball. I mean, they're very avid about sharing our stuff. We appreciate it. And then looking forward to, we got a collaboration coming up with the Board Drill podcast. So excited to work with Kyle and them. And man, there's just so much stuff in the future that we're looking forward to. And I'll be honest, like this, during football season, like my dad typically used to do like a pool or something just to bet to make football season like a little more exciting. And I swear, like the podcast makes the year go by quicker. Like it's
It
like,
does.
dang man, like we're already on
Something to look
episode
forward to.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's just something. But I mean, we've just have so much outstanding support, and whether you're a close friend that texts us and give us feedback all the time, or just a closet listener, we don't really know you listen, but it was really neat when we were at Gaffney, when we had Coach Russ from East Rutherford High School come up and talk to us, and
Yeah,
that was
that was
really
awesome.
neat. It's like we're almost kind of like building relationships with coaches that we may not know on a personal level, and it's just kind of sparked something. And when we talk, and it's people we'll keep up with. I know we're at Virginia Tech. I talked with, I think, Coach Lilly, the defensive coordinator from Woodruff, and he's like, "Man, y'all pop up on TikTok," and I was like, "Well, I hope what's popping up is good." So,
right.
But it's just cool, man, because like
Yeah.
you said, we got in this to grow the game. To maybe if there's coaches that are 10 years younger than us, just getting started, I wish there would have been something like this to dial into, to listen and learn from our mistakes that we've made. But it's been fun, man, and I look forward to doing this for a long time.
Yeah, it's a humbling experience, but no, hopefully we keep it going. Like Dustin said, we got some really cool plans. We'll probably talk about those as we go. Once we get those things nailed down. At Dustin's giving a little bit of a little promo. Is that a Diet Coke? Shout out Diet Coke.
Big DC, if
Big
anybody
DC.
knows, I would
If
love.
we can get a DC sponsorship,
Hey man, love to be friends. Would
love it,
love
man.
Coke
Love it.
sponsorship.
Yeah, I wish we can get something like that, but nah, it's but no, and again, talking about our sponsors, Ray Crowther jumped in super early when we had a conversation with Hans, and this is really Dustin's connection, and we know them really well through Bobby Carroll and that whole crew there, and Spencer, and so, Dustin, you guys worked with Hans, the owner of Ray Curler, for several years at AFCA, and outside of that, we bought a lot of equipment from Hans, and but man, they jumped in quick. They were super big in being behind us early, and just giving us some credibility. Especially with a brand like that, nationwide brand. A lot of NFL teams use them. That really kind of boosted us a little bit and said, hey man, maybe what we're doing is going to resonate with some people, and then Pro Quick Draw, PJ Katz, that personal connection that we had with PJ. Did we meet him first time at AFCA?
Through Spencer. Spencer
Spencer,
said
that's right.
the first time Spencer was like, "Hey man, I got to put y'all on something I discovered, Pro Quick
Yeah.
Draw," and he's the one that introduced us. So shout out to the two Carroll coaches. They have definitely established some relationships for us, throughout the years.
And PQD does such a great job. They're a small business, family business, and just they're just great people. And yeah, we can't say enough good things about them. Obviously, they've had ads and things, and this is not an ad for them, not a sponsorship at all, or an ad for them right now, but just good people standing behind us and what we do, and that they believe in us. They're listeners. I know PJ listens. He's been on. If you guys want to go back and check out PJ's, he's one of the biggest episodes that we've had from a listener standpoint, and he's got tremendous amount of nuggets from an offensive coordinator perspective. So go back and listen to that. I'm actually going to go back and re-listen to that one again as we kind of approach. He had a really good conversation about like buckets of plays and how they pull things out and how they go through the game planning process, and it was really, really great.
Man, I
Yeah.
also, I mean, like, and I'm just going to say this straight up. Like, I'll walk around AFCA. This is no shade to any other companies, but like when I walk around, I look at the quality of items. Like, how long is something going to last and what does it look like? Does it look like PE gear that I would buy out of the magazine? Or does it look like, wow, like this is the real deal stuff? And like I said, I'm not throwing any shade and I'm not throwing any names out. But Ray Cruther is the most quality and looks the most quality. And I will die on that hill. And even if I wasn't associated, even if I didn't know Hans, even if we weren't sponsored by Ray Cruther, if you just line up booths without the names on them, I'm picking Ray Cruther just because of the type of materials they use. And if you take care of it, it lasts a really long time. Now, coaches, that means when the season's over, take the bags off the sleds and store them. Don't leave them out there and let them get rained on.
Hey man, delegate. Just delegate.
Hey, enemy board, and then take the sled bags off. But but I mean, but then same thing with Pro Quick Draw, man. Like we're not quick fix guys, so it's like I don't want a program that I just click and then and draw a route. I want to design everything, and that's what Pro Quick Draw also helps with. You are the creator of your playbook through the platform you want, whether it's Visio or PowerPoint, and now also offered on Mac. And it's like you design everything and then you make it the way you want. So shout out to both of them.
Yeah, been fantastic. And then Team Builder, I mean, probably the number one. I mean, it is the number one software for strength and conditioning coaches in the country, bar none.
Shout out to Rachel Newman taking a chance on us and believing in us. And
it jumped on really quick. I mean, it was like a great conversation. I was really surprised, and they jumped in, and it really helps us, get our message out there. And I mean, it's just good to have these quality brands.
And I mean, we've already had 2 or 3 coaches the last 2 weeks ask us about Team Builder.
Yeah,
and I think people and listeners, I think that when they're listening to us and our ads, I think they understand the genuineness behind our ads. Like we're not just pushing items. It's like, guys, we use these in everyday life because it makes things so much easier for us. So I hope to keep that and people.
Well,
listeners
hopefully we can make an announcement soon. Maybe in the next
Oh,
few
yeah.
days. Maybe not. Maybe before this is actually released. But hopefully we can make another major announcement, and that might be if we can develop that partnership and do that. Then I think it's just
maybe
yeah.
As you're listening to
too
this,
much.
it may it may release tonight as you're listening to this. So
yeah, it'd be awesome. So, but yeah, guys, and again, the partnership stuff for us is really to make sure that we can officially talk about a lot of these products, or some of these products. I don't really have a lot of sponsorships, but to talk about these things with you because they've helped us so much. Like these are things that we use every single day. Like Hans equipment, we spent thousands of dollars with Hans, like before this ever happened years ago. Team Builder, we literally use every single day for years. A lot of strength coaches that they use it. Pro Quick Draw, we've used that software for several years.
Used it today, literally.
And we have a personal relationship with literally everybody in this space. And so take that for what it is. If you want to, if you have those needs in your program, please look to them, give them a call, or give us a call, give us some kind of, message or something, and we can even, facilitate that for you. But no, man, we're excited about the future, making a lot of connections, and it's really been positive, especially for me personally. So, all right, I guess we're ready for a little rapid fire, then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, let's do it.
You good? All
Yeah,
right,
man.
all right, Dustin. Kind of a kind of an odd one here, but what's your favorite summer food? You're a big sushi guy, though.
Dude,
You do
favorite.
sushi every Tuesday,
We used to do it every Thursday.
Thursday.
That's what we used to do every Thursday, especially during football season. And one of my favorite things was all the players would come up and say, "Hey, we're gonna see your sushi story tonight, coach. Like you going to get sushi?"
Dude, you
And
put
there
them
was
on there every
well,
Thursday.
there was one week I couldn't go, and they were all bent out of shape. They're like, "Coach, you ain't going to sushi tonight?" Like they were superstitious. I was like,
Yeah.
I said, "Guys, I'm sorry. We got to go to some kind of like gala tonight. Like it's just not." So
You're living the dream. You got galas and sushi
yeah.
and
I mean,
sweet visors.
favorite summer food, man. I love a good steak on the grill,
Too.
on the Blackstone. So
You're a
I'm a
Blackstone guy too, huh?
Blackstone guy. Hey man, why would you have a grill that allows everything to drip out the bottom? Like I
Dude,
want my
I'm with
steak
you.
cooking
See,
in all of
I'm
that.
a big green egg guy. So I was a big green egg guy for
Yeah.
a long time. The problem with big green egg or any of those Kamado style grills, see, we're going down the rabbit hole now. This is gonna be
Takes
like
too
the
long.
R4 of grills. Okay.
It takes too
So,
long.
so it does. It's a long setup, man. But if you want to smoke anything, it is
Mhm.
unreal. And you can, do anything on there too, as far as, high temp cooks and stuff. But anyway, yeah, I love a steak, man. I just got a Blackstone about a year or so ago, and I've been doing like hibachi. And I know Coach Bolwer yesterday was talking about doing hibachi,
Oh
and
man,
so
that's a big project. All
I
the
don't do the
prep
I
and
can't do the
cooking.
rice, man.
Hey man,
I
I'll
don't
show
know.
you how, man.
Uh,
Hey, also listeners, I don't know if y'all know this, but me and Bolton, we are very impulsive people. So if we
Hey,
call
man,
each
my
other
wife
and
listens to
say
this, dude. Do not, not be
Bolton to
spilling the
call me and
beans on
say,
them.
hey man, what's your thoughts? iPad Pro or a MacBook? And I'll call him next day and say, so did you buy it yet? Like, cause like that's just how we are. So
And yes, I
shout
did
out,
buy it.
got the Ultra 2.
Oh my
Bolton got it
gosh.
a couple weeks ago, but
Oh my gosh.
very
Yeah, we're
impulsive.
very impulsive, yeah. So you're probably gonna go buy a big green egg now. Go
No,
get you
not
one.
yet. I
Get you
am
one
getting a
used on
smoker. Whenever we buy a house, I'm getting a
don't do a
smoker.
smoker, man. Do it.
Need a
Do an
smoker, dude.
egg, dude. It's way cooler. And it smells better. But anyway.
Yeah, definitely smells better.
All right. I guess you're I
All
don't
right.
even know if I said my food, but
No, go ahead. What is it?
it's probably more of a drink, but we'll move on.
Hey man, go
But
for it, man. Go ahead.
no, I mean,
What's your
I
favorite
just like
summer drink,
I
man?
like ice cold
Root beer.
Coca-Colas. Yeah, Coca-Colas and root beer. That's about it.
Dude, I hate root beer.
It's kind of trash.
Yeah, I hate it. All right. What's your favorite summer drill during summer practice?
I don't know. I was thinking about this one. Um, Probably. So we do routes on there a little different than that I grew up doing, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
other people do it this way now. But our routes on there are still full field, but we can kind of regress. We can have some regressions with it, and we can
Mm-hmm.
progress. But we do full field progression on routes on there. So we'll have like a split field look. So you have two quarterbacks going, but all the receivers are going that you want to go in the progression. So if we're doing double slant to the field and we're doing post wheel on the backside, quarterback number one, he's going to the just like he normally would, but we have a coach out there giving him the cap. And so he's throwing either the slant or the fin based on the cap. Quarterback number two is obviously going through that side of the progression. Then he flips his hips and he goes to the backside post wheel on read timing. And so you have all four receivers going, but you actually get a read. The negative to that is all the receivers don't catch a ball, but they are running the correct route, and they don't know if they're going to catch a ball or not. It just depends on the cap. So you still get the full simulation of that. Now to regress from that, you can go half line, which is cool because now you get all the receivers just in two lines at those two spots, and they can learn those two spots, and then you can go backside and just do one quarterback at a time. You can even go three quarterbacks if you want to do the check down. And so then the running back gets involved. Just kind of depends, but that's how we do routes on there. And really, it's what we call now cap drill. And so that's how we install. And so that's been my favorite kind of thing to do in the summer. And it kind of a little bit lighter on their legs if you want to, if it's really hot outside or whatever the case may be. But
Yeah, and I think you got to excuse me, evaluate what you kind of want to get out of routes on there. Do
Yeah.
do you want to go like full field, your total formation, one quarterback throwing, one guy getting the ball? And I mean, I guess if your goal is to practice running the routes and perfect routes, no matter if you're getting the ball or not, I can see it. But I like kind of how you do it. I like half line. I like having the cap where the quarterbacks get work the entire time. But it also allows the receivers to kind of see the two ways a defender can play something. For example,
Correct.
like a corner on a smash concept. Like it allows them to understand they're going to realize when they're getting the ball also
Yep.
based on what that defender is doing, where
Right,
his
and we
hips
put
are.
leverage guys out there, so they'll have to go what we call straight line pad level, which is stemming a defender and restacking. And so, one thing that if you really wanna scaffold, we talk about scaffolding a lot. If I was gonna install a concept day 1, I would probably have, all 5 receivers out there, or 4 receivers and a running back, and I would have as many quarterbacks as we have plus coaches, and I would just have the progression, like what I think Doug calls like a cascade, progression cascade. And then so if you're throwing like slant fin, and then another quarterback's throwing post, another quarterback's throwing wheel, then you're throwing the back, and then you can cascade it that way, and then you can go back and regress and go half line, and then do the cap drill half line the front side or the rhythm side, and then to go half line read side, and then you could put it all together. And so that's probably a good way to kind of incorporate both. But I've kind of skipped the 5 receivers, all 5 balls out,
Yeah,
everybody catching just because I feel like we get a little bit more out of the read with the quarterbacks,
sure.
and
Yeah,
that
no,
kind of thing.
and
But
I agree, man. I like it, and when you were out of town on vacation and I was over there just helping out a little bit, it's self efficient. Like
mhm,
they understand what to do, how to do it, and I think the best part is like we talk about all the time. There's no absolutes. Like you can have all 3 or 4 quarterbacks up throwing to rhythm,
mhm,
read, rush. Like you can throw it all, or you can say, "Hey, we're going to go one quarterback, save your arms." Pitch
yeah.
count.
I love
It's
that
like,
the you can adapt. Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes guys, you might not have but one quarterback.
yeah,
So
yep,
like,
yep,
to have him throw the rhythm side. If that was the case, I'd have him throw the rhythm side, and
uh-huh.
then I would have another maybe 2 coaches throwing the post and the wheel, for instance, just to get a couple catches, and then the quarterback goes to the backside, and the other coach throws the slant and the fin or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, it's really cool, but I like to read everything, even in
Uh-huh.
Indy.
Yep,
Like today in Indy for quarterbacks, um, we have a drill too. It's also a cap drill, but it's, like if we're throwing double slant, for instance, we got the skiff player I'm the skiff player, and then I have 2 quarterbacks that one is the slant, one is the fin in the area that they would catch the ball. Quarterback has to take his drop, and then he's gotta read hip angles and stuff. So it's just a scaffolding thing, but yeah, routes on there has been really good for us. Cap drill, I guess, is what we call it now, but
yeah.
yeah. What
No,
about you?
man, that's good. I mean, I would say it's kind of per position on defense. It's something similar to what you're saying is half line pass. I mean, whether you're a true spot drop guy, you're a rerouter, you're a match guy, pattern match, whatever it may be. Um, if you're a true DB and you don't play a lot of run fit and you're just, extra support, half line pass is the best thing you can see because you just, and it's like this in every position, but really where I first learned this was the OL. It's like separate your zone of the field. That's all we care about. So like for offensive linemen, used to work pods all the time, 2-on-2 pods. And I would explain it to them like, listen, if we're going zone right, we're going to shade this guy to your right. When we go out on the field, all you're worried about is the 2 guys that you're responsible for comboing. And that's it. Just break it down. And the same can be said in half line pass for DBs. Like if you're playing a spot drop cover 2 and you're a safety, well, I don't care about the rest of the field. I care about my side. I care about
Exactly.
reading 2 to 1 like that. But I think the best part I love about summer is in the season, sometimes you can feel stressed to get all your drills in and make sure that you're doing everything and efficiently. In the summer, there's less stress. And I feel like in a way, it's easier to be more efficient because of less stress. Because it's solely focused on you and there's no focus on an opponent. And I think in season, sometimes it can be hard to battle that, especially if you're seeing some more complex opponents, some more sophisticated schemes. So the part I love about summer is like, and we do this in season too, but my dream is let's come out and let's do a start like circle chase or buddy tackle. Let's do 5 minutes of turnover, whether it's turnover by position or we get with the offense and actually do a turnover drill. and then it's 10 minutes of tackle, whether it's tackle circuit one day, the next day it might be tackle by position. Those are the things that I love in the summer, that first beginning part that just is so overlooked and starts slowly phasing itself out in the season sometimes when you're not adamant about doing it.
It's like you're going back through and you're scaffolding your entire process. And I think too, things that I've learned over the last decade and a half or whatever it's been is like having a platform to work from, like having a process, and having resources to pull from. So like when we got into Rock Hill, the big thing for me was like have a platform, have some sort of identity of like what we think we can accomplish. And what can that be? Well, that's probably things that you've been able to do at multiple places, right? Like doing what we did at York, what we've done at Cannon, what we've done at Kings Mountain. If we can do all those things across all those players, it's probably something that we can execute at Rock Hill, and that becomes kind of your identity. And so you kind of build from there, right? So once you have that identity, you have that package, then, you have a system, a scaffolding system in the run game and the pass game and screens and then RPOs and all that, and you roll it out. And then in practice, you scaffold it, and then coaches have a resource to pull from in huddle where once you put it on there, you have your meeting and they can have a resource to go back and look. And so I think having that's a big piece of it too. Not just a drill, but just how all those drills are incorporated. I think is something um, to consider as well. Like, how does
Well, it's
this
like you
fit our
said,
system?
as a coordinator or head coach, like if your receiver coach comes to you and says, or y'all are talking, we're not very good at A or B. Well, hey, man, let's pull up the resources. Like these drills are designed to work more on C, so kind of stay away from those. But these are for A and B. Like work these drills more. Yeah, I think that's a really
I
good
like
point.
having the flexibility for that too, especially in the summer. Like you have time to if like we're all new.
Yeah.
So the new coaches that we're having to work with, like
Mm-hmm.
they're having to work with me. Like it's same thing with you. It's like we want to be able to give that autonomy to that position group, but then provide that resources if they need it, that resource if they need it. So like the way I would handle it, something like that is, all right, let's sit down by position group coaches and and say, okay, what do you think your position group needs right now? What is your evaluation? I'm not going to say anything, and then let them have the evaluation because they may check all the boxes that you had to check anyway. And you say, okay, what do you think the plan should be? Well, coach, I don't really know. I keep telling them this or I keep doing this. And we haven't had this at Rock Hill. This has been other places, but it's like, if I don't really know what else to do. And then that's a good opportunity for you to come in and say, well, look, in my experience, straight line pad level helps avoid collision. And we can do that with offset straight line pad. So I think
Mm-hmm.
those things are it's not necessarily the best drill, but it's like maybe what's the best prescription for what your
Yeah.
team needs. And I love that about summer because your kids are,
Yep.
different everywhere. So it's kind
Oh
of
yeah.
offering the best prescription.
No, and again, shout out to Coach Bower. I mean, I think he does a great job
Yeah.
with, the kids are getting going about 8:05, and on Monday and Wednesdays we come in about 7:10.
Mhm.
So we're all on the same page, and we branch off. So the offense and defense staff's on the same page, and then that's what Monday and Wednesday, and then Tuesday and Thursday we
Let
meet
me after.
briefly after to
Mhm.
plan, so we don't have to come in every morning. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Checking on the roster. He does a great job with that.
that's the
Really,
best.
really nice.
That's the best I've seen it since I've been coaching,
Mhm.
including me as the head. I mean, that's
Oh, yeah.
better than how
Better
I
than when I
used
did
to
it.
do it.
Mhm.
So that's really good. All right, man, you're up.
Hey, who's your dream podcast
I got
guest?
three
Like you
right
gotta
off
have,
the
all right.
rip.
So
Three right off the
let's do
rip.
a couple. Let's do something like this. So like
All right.
one, like realistic, and then one like we ain't got a chance.
I would say a realistic guest that I would love to have on is either like Beamer or Dabo. That I would. I
That's
think
realistic.
I think Beamer could be
All right, man. I
realistic,
like your I
but
like
here's
your
why.
positivity.
Beamer's a South Carolina guy. Like
Yeah.
that dude is ingrained in South Carolina. He loves South Carolina coaches. He has a lot of great relationships. I've never met him, but every coach I've talked to has met him. Judge plays down there for him, one of our
Mhm.
former players, and I really think he's the type that if he had the time, he would get on here to provide something to help coaches grow.
Yeah. I would
I
love
think it
that
could
just
be.
from like a helping
Uh-huh.
navigate the recruitment process
Yep.
talk. Like,
Absolutely.
hey man, this is the landscape of recruiting from our lens. This is what you gotta be aware of. This is how you
Uh-huh.
can help parents.
Yep.
Try to here's what we need to say to parents to help them because they're we're all in the same boat. But I would love, man, I'd love to have Shane. I'm a South Carolina
Yeah, man. He's
fan, but
great dude, man. And this
yeah.
is not a me fangirling by any means, but I mean, he's a true depiction of you get more out of your players when they know how much you care. And I think I can see that from the outside. Just
He was yelling at Bielema.
no doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
I couldn't make out exactly what he was saying.
Oh, he was putting the team on his back there.
Oh, he
man.
was, dude. He was.
But I would say my kind of probably unrealistic. Give me Gruden, man.
Oh, dude.
Give me Gruden.
I think
Gruden. I'd have him in the background. All right, Gruden.
Let's give him a box. Let's give him like a CoachSpeak box.
CoachSpeak box. It might be like this big, but
whoever can help us out getting a CoachSpeak box together, let us know. We need to give one to Gruden, and dude, that would be sick. Man,
what about you
on the podcast, man?
Who you got, man?
I don't even know. I didn't even think about it. Realistic podcast guest. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go straight to dream podcast guest. Probably, I don't know, maybe one of the best offensive minds like in the world, I guess, would be like Kyle Shanahan. Or, I mean, I know we'd never get somebody like that, but just to, I don't know, even just to sit in the room and listen to those guys talk would probably be just insane.
Even if it wasn't recorded, even if it was kind of like a CoachSpeak after dark.
Let me do what John Gruden. So, John Gruden in the 90s, like the early 90s with Holmgren with the Packers. And so he was like a volunteer. They wouldn't even let him in the meeting. So he would sit outside the door and listen to Gruden. I mean, I was listening to Holmgren. Mariucci was on that staff. Like it was a crazy staff, and that was when like Brett Favre and stuff was there. But and that's how he got his foot in the door, man. And then he got his job and just started ripping the longest play calls in the world, man. I know those are great games.
I love watching him in those quarterback videos. How amped up he gets when he's like, "All right, do your cadence," like, and he just
claps. Let's talk about the clap. Are you a clap guy?
I like the clap, but I didn't use it. Like, I'm a wide 80 guy. That's what I use.
See, I've always wanted to go with that.
I'm a wide 80 guy.
It kind of sets the count.
And then you got to have like an Omaha check, which means, hey, we're running out of time. Snap the ball when I tell you to snap it.
That just sounds cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just the sound, like the nostalgia.
Until you got a freshman quarterback back there who can't say it deep enough yet.
So Malzahn, we used to do Malzahn's cadence, and that was so red go and black go. That was a set direction.
That's right.
And like, could you imagine having to do that fast to like, I don't know. Anyway, so we just changed it to a ready go.
Realistic guess, Bobby Carroll.
Bobby Carroll, yes, we're getting Bobby on, even if he probably don't even want to be on.
Wallace.
Jimmy Wallace would be excellent.
Dude, he might break his computer screen to get so jacked up.
So we got to have him on just because of how much passion he gives to the game. That'd be great.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Beach or mountains?
Oh, I love the mountains, man. I'm a mountain guy. We do a lot of family camping. A lot of people call it overlanding. I'm more like a weekender landing like kind of guy. So we got a truck, and we have a little camper shell on it. So we'll go up to the mountains. We'll all sleep in the back of that thing, dude. And it's not a long bed. It's like 5.5 feet. So it's like I'm all cramped up and everything. But no, we go up to Linville Gorge, and we've been out to Tennessee and a lot of those national parks, and we do the mountains. We love mountain houses. Obviously, it's a little easier, but dude, I love getting out there. And even during the season, sometimes when I was at Cannon, like we would get up and go for the night, like a Saturday, and then come back Sunday. And it was really nice to get away for a little bit and unplug. I mean, I like the beach too. We just got back from the beach. It's just, I'm a mountain guy. I like the mountains.
Unpopular opinion. I hate the beach. I absolutely hate it.
You're from there though. Like, you're from that area.
It's like my least favorite thing to go to. Like, give me a boat and a dock. Screw the beach.
Yeah, I'm more of a boat person. Yeah.
Hate the sand. Like, we went to Jupiter, Florida, and where we stayed in the inlet, like in the cul-de-sac. And right behind there's it's called Du Bois Park. And at high tide, it's kind of like a pool almost with the water, and there's nets from the channel. And then you keep walking about half a mile, there's a beach. Well, the first day it was packed, so we were forced to walk all the way to the beach. and like it was awful. Like it was a good time with her, but like, dude, I hate the beach. I hate the beach.
I like being on the beach. I
Yeah.
don't like getting to the beach.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, dude, I need to post, dude. I'm gonna
two
shoot you. I'm gonna,
two things that will humble
yeah,
you if you think you're in shape: going up some stairs
dude.
and traveling to the
So
beach.
we are very blessed. My wife's parents have a place in North Myrtle, and they're like a block over from OD. So we got to cross OD, which isn't bad at all. But once you get to those dunes,
Oh yeah.
it is a
Mm-hmm.
steep grade, and
Oh yeah,
man,
dude.
I'm just hoping the wagon doesn't break because I got a lot of crap in this thing, dude.
Oh,
And I
I
don't
bet
know if
with
I
two
can pick
kids
it all
too.
up. But
God, I
I'm
bet.
like, my wife's got one; she's holding one, the other one's running around. It's just it's funny though. But no,
I think what ruined
those are
me.
actually blessings. But
So there's two stories I had to share. So back when I was a kid, like when I would go eat with my dad and his friends and stuff, and obviously there was a DD. Like this is not an unsafe story, but like my dad would always say, I'm like, when are we going home? He's like, well, when the beer's gone, we're going home. Well, next thing I know, another pitcher would hit the table and I'd be all bent out of shape. I'm like, well, here we go. Here's
here are
another
30
30
more
minutes.
minutes.
Yep. So, and then the same thing, like with my stepmom, I grew up going to the beach with her. And it was like, if we're going to the beach, we're going to the beach.
Yeah.
And it's like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I'm like, little fat me's out there, dude, like crisping, dude. Like
Roasting.
I'm
Now I
hiding
gotta have
under
an
the,
umbrella. I gotta have an
yeah,
umbrella, and I wear
yeah,
a long sleeve shirt.
yeah.
I'm
It's,
not putting sunscreen on.
mm,
Like, my legs
mm,
did get blistered, but, I don't like dealing with I like playing with the kids. I do like
yeah,
playing with the
yeah,
kids. That's
yeah.
fun.
But
But
I think
no,
that's
being
really
out
why
there, yeah,
growing up there and then just being out
yeah.
there all the time, it's just like,
But once I'm out there, I like it.
yeah,
If I got my
yeah.
umbrella, I'm good to go, man. I guess I'm getting a little older. I'm not out
Yeah.
there
Hey, man, I'm coming
riding
full
waves.
circle. Oh, dude, sand up your crack. No,
Dude,
dude.
doing the boogie board and, like,
Yeah, dude.
you're, like, watching the guy out there, like, with the skimboard just, like,
Yeah.
about to hit 15 kids, but he
I
doesn't
will
care.
say,
He's
I will
38
say,
years old.
top two places to people watch: the airport and the beach.
Oh, people
It
watching,
is,
yeah. It's fantastic.
it is great, dude.
Yeah,
It is.
excellent.
All right, man. Last one.
This is a tough one, man. Best, best football movie, excuse me.
I'll say like actual like realistic movie, and then I'll say funny movie. Funny, we already know
I'm
Waterboy.
interested what you
Like
say with a realistic
what
movie.
I like Remember the Titans, man. They better not get in the yard.
I'm going to the papers.
Dude, I
And
love
I'm
it,
taking
dude.
you all with me.
I love it, dude. I love Remember the Titans. I like this is totally off topic, but like some of my favorite actors are like Denzel Washington, Will Smith. Like I think them two
Will
dudes
Smith
are.
was not in Remember the Titans.
I know, but Denzel Washington was.
Oh yeah, I remember Titans is great. We watched it in theaters twice, I think, when I was like a little kid, and it is a great movie. Would not say it's realistic at all. I mean, we got Ryan. What is it? Ryan Gosling is a complete liability at corner. You know what I'm saying? We got
Running like this down the sideline.
complete liability.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, he's getting burnt like he stole something. Great line. What great one-liners in that. But yeah, that was good. It was a good movie, and I think it brought a lot of people together around football. So that's cool. I don't know, man. I got a few. The program is up there, dude. The program is up there.
The program.
The program, and I know a lot of those guys, those '90s guys, know what I'm talking about. But program's great. Filmed at Williams-Brice Stadium. So if you didn't know that,
Williams-Brice.
no, I don't know. Best football movie, I think, could be Friday Night Lights.
Oh, that's another
Yeah,
good one.
I mean
That's
that,
another good one.
realistically, I think that's
What's he say? Switchblade for the state championship. I love y'all, man. I love y'all.
yeah, man.
Have you ever
Yeah.
watched the Friday Night Lights series?
Yeah, I got into the first season and probably watched all of it in like 2 days.
Yeah. So like the first episode or two
Yeah.
starts slow.
That was years ago though.
But like so Coach Adams, my head coach I played for, I was talking to him and his wife and I put them on and he called me halfway through season one. He said, dude, this is the most realistic thing to how
It
most
is.
of this goes.
The
And
drama.
it's like Catherine loves
It's
it.
worse today. It is
Oh yeah.
worse
Oh yeah.
today.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's something every day, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like that one. I'll tell you a couple. I guess what would you call it? Like close runner ups. I don't even know what you call honorable mentions. Would be like Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Dude,
That's a good
I
one.
was a little kid when that came out. Probably shouldn't have been watching that movie, but dude, there was like an eyeball that got knocked out of a dude's
Yeah.
head. Like,
Yeah, dude.
I didn't want to go play football after that. Even watching any Friday Night Lights was pretty brutal. Like
Yeah.
there's some big
Yeah.
hits on that. I
Oh,
mean, you
yeah.
got Varsity Blues, just an
Oh,
iconic,
yeah. Varsity
just
Blues.
just
10.
iconic. She's a 10.
Yeah.
Come on,
I
Moxie,
think
you can do
I
it.
think I was 8 the first time I watched that movie.
Fire that pigskin.
Should
Dude,
not have
you
watched
should
that
not
movie at
watch
8
that
years
movie.
old.
Should not watch
What's
that
it?
movie.
Miss Davis, you got a
Uh,
problem with me.
so we had a guy on our football team who used to want to be Tweeter so bad. Like he dressed like him. He was shorter. Shout out Drake Enlow. Like if anybody knows that guy, like he's one of my really good friends in high school and good wrestler and football player. But
Hey, man, just
he
wait.
was our tweeter.
There's going to be a game this year at some point where we may go 3 and out once or twice, and I'm gonna
Oh, I'm
say,
sure
hey,
there's gonna be some.
I'm gonna
Yes.
say, hey, man, what you think about the oop de oop? Just remember, I'm gonna bring this back
Just
up
let
during
him
football
go. Yeah,
season. Hey,
just let
man,
him go.
what's the oop de?
So should we model our coaching style after the coach of Varsity Blues? Or
He got a statue,
he did get a statue, and
and
he's
it's
holding
still
that ball
there.
like this.
It's still there because it was too
What
big
was
for
his
anybody to
name?
move.
Gosh, I wish we were doing this
There
live.
you go.
Somebody could chime in.
Let me
Type
see.
it up.
There you go.
What's Joe Rogan say? Jamie, what? Bring up that real quick, Jamie.
Bud Kilmer. How do you not remember Bud Kilmer? Dude,
Sorry
like,
guys, we let
no,
everybody down tonight. We
no
let everybody
doubt.
down. Bud Kilmer. So we should or should not be like that guy.
Dude, I knew it was going to be a heck of a movie when I was 8, and Billy Bob is dipping pancakes in peanut butter in his console and chasing it with freaking syrup.
Dude, we need like a coach's movie night, man, and just
Oh yeah,
drink some Coca-Colas and just watch like Varsity Blues or
no doubt.
the program.
Hey man, I do want to mention this for the listeners that are still with us. Was looking at some metrics earlier, and we released our first episode on March 4th. And from March 4th to May 12th, so right at 2 months, we had earned 2,700 social media followers and 230 podcast followers.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Appreciate that. And then we made like a line where we start seeing the difference from May 13th to now. So we're just a little bit over a month. And we've already increased our social media followers another 700 and our podcast followers another 100. So
we're
appreciate the support, appreciate the sharing, the liking, the listening, and we're really truly grateful. Appreciate that.
We really would like to know if there are any guests or even topics or styles of things that you guys want to listen to. I mean, we don't know what we're doing. I mean, to be honest with you, like we're just kind of we're just doing it, man. So help us out, give us some feedback. The feedback is really awesome. I know we've gotten some feedback, but man, we'd really like some good some good suggestions or whatever the case may be. So just shoot them out. We don't care. We don't get all hung up on this. You know, it's it is what it is. We like to coach football and be around kids and each other, and we're just doing this for fun. So, but guys, man, we really appreciate it. Shout out to all of our sponsors again. Remember that Team Builder, you get that 30-day free trial. That's going to be in the show notes. The links are in there. Pro Quick Draw on their 7-day free trial. Shout out to their deal for Mac. I just got me a Mac because I'm an impulsive buyer, so I got the Mac. And man, Pro Quick Draw on that is sick. It is absolutely, it's beautiful the way it's laid out. It's really really cool. So it's so cool that I'm taking all of my Visio and I'm transitioning it to PowerPoint on the Mac. That's
Mac.
How much I like it. So, so yeah, man, we're excited about those. And I guess thanks, Dustin.
Last thing, guys, we got a couple of things that we got planned coming up. We're looking into sponsoring some online clinics here soon, and getting a bunch of guys on here doing a clinic. We may have to hook something up with our boy Ian Tatum and maybe sponsor a clinic or something. But we have another surprise that we're going to talk later on this year about. But we got some stuff planned during the AFCA next year that we think will be really really exciting, and I can't wait to share more on that, but we're going to keep it quiet, but just put that idea out there.
The clinic, this winter, probably a winter clinic would be something like an online winter clinic is something we're really, really considering. Um,
Yeah,
and
I'd love to do
looking
like a postseason winter clinic where I'd love the coaches that we bring on to talk 60% about what they learned, what they did, and how did they grow and adapt. I'd
I
love a
like that.
clinic like that. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about what your plan was going in the season and how did you have to change and adapt,
It's like
or
a
what.
problem-solving clinic. It's
Yep.
like these are great ways to think about solving because at some point, like you're saying, you're gonna run into the same problem, and you're gonna have an answer. I love that. Yes, that would be really cool. Just like a segment of their talk,
Yeah.
go into that. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Hey man, you're
So
playing stubby and you're playing it correct, and the star or the nickel's outside on top, and they keep burning you with a 7-yard out route. What was your adjustment? What did you try to do? Something like that.
yeah, something like stump or something.
Yeah, I mean,
Blitz. Hey man, blitz and play man.
Hey coach, black shoe blitz. If you're wearing black shoes, go.
Man, just go. That's all of us, coach. Like I said, all of you. That's what Bud Kilmer would say. Get it done, Johnny
Swear to
Moxon.
God, that needle goes anywhere near his knee, you find yourself another. Whatever he said. Oh, what a great
He hit
movie,
it, dude.
dude.
He hit the mascot in the face,
He
dude.
sure
All right,
did.
so here's one. So in Kings Mountain year 1, all right, we got a quarterback out there, and we're struggling throwing fast screen. And dude, I kid you not, this dude ripped one 8 feet over the Z's head and hit the mascot square in the face. I actually a cheerleader in the back of the head doing a thing, cheer. And I thought about that moment on Varsity Blues. Like
Keep
you
your head
just
on the
smoked
swivel.
somebody. It's like so now it's like don't hit cheerleaders, man. Just
No
keep it in. Let's
doubt.
keep it in.
Dude, I about
We
got
gotta
hit at
fight.
Gaffney.
We just hit the OL coach today and he was cussing me out. He said, "Man, y'all got the whole field." I watched the O-line. So the O-linemen are taking up from the goal line to the 35. I'm like, yeah, my bad.
Sorry, man. Oh,
Sorry.
did you hear what he's planning on doing on the practice fields, though? Instead of going 110, or I guess 120 this way, he's going to flip it, and we're going to have two 60-yard fields this way.
Brilliant.
That way, I think it's brilliant. That way we can really have our own separate fields.
I'd be near y'all.
Dude, I wouldn't like being near us either. We're intimidating, dude.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Nah, man, this has been a good one. I enjoyed this. I hope
man, it's fun.
listeners hope y'all did. You know, like I said, it's summer, man, but we got a lot coming up, you know, and we're still gonna have some stuff out through the season to break the ice, whether you're playing a big rival opponent or you're playing a team that you're worried about keeping your kids focused because you're probably going to win by 50. We want to have content out there for you to listen throughout the rest of the summer, but also in the season. Maybe there's a nugget, you know, and we got some things planned that we want to do where maybe we have some scheme bits posted where, hey man, maybe we're seeing something or we saw something that maybe you're going against, and we can drop a nugget or two to keep your ideas fresh.
That might be something too to think about, like suggestions of like maybe throw stuff our way and see. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to go through.
Would
that
love to
process.
have people submit. Hey man, we're seeing this week. What do y'all suggest? What do y'all like?
Or we'll have somebody on to maybe talk through that.
Heck yeah, dude.
That knows it better than we do. So,
guys, appreciate it.
all right, guys.
We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you. Peace.